At a city railway station, there lived a beggar who survived by asking passengers in the trains for alms. One day, while begging, he noticed a tall man in a suit. Thinking the man looked wealthy and might give him a good amount, he approached him for alms. The tall man looked at the beggar and said, "You always ask for something. Do you ever give anything to anyone?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I'm just a beggar. I always ask others for help. I have nothing to give." The tall man responded, "If you have nothing to give, then you have no right to ask either. I'm a businessman, and I believe in give and take. If you can give me something, only then will I give you something in return." Saying this, the tall man boarded the train and left. The beggar was deeply impacted by the man's words. He began to ponder why he never received much alms. He thought, perhaps I get so little because I never give anything in return. But I'm a beggar. What do I even have to offer? After much reflection, he resolved that he would give something in exchange for the alms he received. For the next 2 days, the question lingered in his mind. What can I give as a beggar? On the third day, sitting near the station, his eyes fell on some flowers blooming around the station premises. A thought struck him. Why don't I offer these flowers to people in exchange for alms? He liked the idea and began picking flowers. That day, when he asked for alms, he gave a flower to everyone who gave him money. People appreciated his gesture and happily kept the flowers. From then on, he started this practice daily. Soon, he noticed that more people began giving him alms. He would gather all the flowers around the station, and as long as he had flowers to give, people kept giving him money. One day, while he was distributing flowers and asking for alms, he saw the same tall man sitting on a train. Excitedly, he approached him and said, "Sir, today I have flowers to offer you in exchange for alms. Please give me something, and I'll give you these flowers in return." The tall man smiled, handed him some money, and took the flowers. The tall man was impressed. He said, "Wow, what a transformation. You have become a businessman like me." Saying this, he disembarked at his station. Once again, his words deeply impacted the beggar. The beggar thought about the tall man's statement, "You're a businessman now." The realization filled him with happiness and newfound confidence. He felt as though he had found the key to success in life. With excitement, he got off the train, looked up at the sky, and loudly declared, "I'm not a beggar. I'm a businessman. I can become rich too." Onlookers thought the beggar had gone mad. However, the next day, the beggar was nowhere to be found at the station. 6 months later, at the same station, 2 men in suits were traveling. They recognized each other and shook hands. One of them said, "Do you remember me?" The other replied, "No, I don't think we've met before." The first man smiled and said, "Think again. This is our 3rd meeting." The second man looked confused and asked, "When did we meet before?" The first man explained, "We met twice before on this same train. I'm the beggar to whom you once explained the principle of give and take." Astonished, the second man exclaimed, "Oh, I remember now. You're the beggar to whom I refused alms once. And the second time, I bought flowers from you, but now you're dressed in a suit. What are you doing these days?" The first man replied, "Yes, I was that beggar, but today I'm a successful flower merchant. I'm traveling to another city for business." He continued, "In our first meeting, you taught me the law of nature. We only receive when we give. I embraced this principle, and it transformed my life. At first, I thought people were giving me alms, but later I realized they weren't donating. They were paying for the flowers I gave them. They saw me as a small businessman, but I still viewed myself as a beggar. When you told me during our second meeting that I was a businessman, I finally understood my true potential. With the money I earned from selling flowers, I invested in buying more flowers and started a proper flower business. People in this city love flowers, and their demand helped me grow. Today, I run a large flower business." The 2 businessmen happily exited the train and continued discussing their ventures as they walked ahead. Moral of the story. This story teaches us the power of changing one's mindset. The tall businessman understood the universal law of give and take and helped the beggar apply it to his life. By changing his perspective, the beggar transformed his life from poverty to prosperity. The story reminds us that success lies in our thinking. If we view ourselves as small, we remain small. To achieve greatness, we must think big, build self-respect, and take action. Success comes from embracing a positive and growth-oriented mind.